when this is like before, like when we were talking about doing the show, that first time before you were working out or any of that shit. When we were somewhere and we were sitting there eating, and I was like, there was a moment where I was just like looked at you, and I'm like, I don't see Tony.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went, like at the time I was like, maybe I'm crazy. I just don't say nothing until you figure this out. But I felt like I'm not looking at my boy.
Yeah. And we're back.
We're back, man. So let's just dive right into the Arnold, man, because that's coming up.
By the time this airs, it'll just be finished. So let's see if we're correct.
This episode is actually going to get released on the Sunday of the Arnold.
The day after it's over.
Right,
yeah.
right.
So I'm going out on a limb and I'm gonna pick Samson.
I know, right? He looks so ridiculous. These are the people?
Oh, all right.
Let's see. That's a good lineup right
Guys,
there.
I actually know.
That's a good lineup right there.
Karita's doing the open? Or is he doing open?
These are all open guys.
Holland Shade. I like all those dudes. I don't know the last guy. Let's just start from the beginning. Or you want to work our way back? Okay.
Okay, so that's the lineup?
How many is that? 5, 10?
Well, there's more. There's the arrow.
Go down some more?
Is it the arrow right there? No, right there, yeah.
Derek.
That's the whole list right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is just at a glance. I'm going to go with Samson, Brandon Curry, Derek Lunsford, William Bonac. They're going to try to squeeze Karita, Patrick Moore, and Hollandshade in there some way. I got to root for your boy Akeem going to be good.
Yeah.
Man, so if I went from first to last, that would be hard. But I can give you my top 5 would be Samson, Brandon, or Derek, and then Derek or Brandon, William Bonac. And I could see Patrick Moore or Kim or Hollandshade or Karita getting the 6th spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's whoever nails it. And I, you know, if they continue with the way they do it at the Olympia, they make them work all the way to the end and pick the best last man standing. Yeah, it should go something like that. Unless somebody has some kind of mishap. This is the time where, you know, pretty much, I won't say all the work is done, but now you're, you know, preparing your flight to go there, get there situated. I used to always get there on Tuesday night. Or Tuesday afternoon, you know what I'm saying? Something like that.
The week of?
Yeah. So I can get checked in and sleep in the bed on Tuesday night. So sometime I would leave in the morning, but a lot of times I would leave in the evening just for traffic purposes. And get there, we land, go to the airport, put your stuff down and go. Or sometimes we go straight to the grocery store before you even go to the hotel.
Yeah, I remember you had a whole setup. You had the stove,
everything.
What was the Foreman
Everything.
grill? Like,
That's not the time to change things up. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
man.
Like those last.
I remember when you were getting your rooms, you had to have either a kitchen in there or space for a kitchen, and you would just have
at
everything.
the old Arnold used to be. What was that? Forgot the name of the hotel, but anyway, they had like a long counter with a sink and a refrigerator.
Yeah.
So I would bring my little skillet, and then all my food.
Yeah.
And just be in that room locked in, except for when we went to the athlete meeting.
Yeah.
The thing about the Arnold Classic, it's a one-day show. So the Olympia, you get 2 days. It's 2 days of being on stage.
Do they weigh you guys in on the day of, or
They don't weigh to open in at all. I think it would add some drama to the event.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the press conference or something.
They should do weigh-ins, man, like they do at the fights.
And there's no weight limit just to let people.
That'd be cool.
So when you say this person was 300 pounds on stage, you really can't put it in perspective, right?
Andrew's going to be in there too.
Well, good. Yeah, his name wasn't on there. So, okay. Then I have to put him.
They didn't put Andrew Jack. They put his real name.
his real name.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I have to read.
Yeah, he's going to be right in the top 3, bro. Top 4.
I think Andrew could get second.
Yeah, top
I think
4.
he can beat Brandon and Derek if he. If Andrew, now hear this, animate on stage and your placings will go up.
Yeah.
Just animate. You know, walk
Let it
out there
go.
cool, calm, and collected.
go.
But when you hit that stage and lights come on, animate. People will appreciate it. That's what everybody's waiting on from him.
What's Andrew looking like right now? Did he post anything? I know Samson's posting every day.
Yeah.
So you see what he looks like. He's
Yeah, Brandon was posting pretty good too. I think everybody probably stopped posting like maybe 2 weeks out or something.
Why? Why would you do
Oh
that?
man, I don't know. They used to call me. They used to call me like, "You need to quit posting pictures on the internet." I'm like, "Why?" Because they see you coming. I'm like, "Oh, that's why I'm posting
Like,
it."
why do you think I'm doing it, man?
It was like they having meetings about you. I'm like, "How you know?" Because I'm in the meeting.
I'm in the meeting right now, man. That's how I know.
So yeah.
But
then the thing, like also when you post, right? Say you post something, you look amazing,
Yeah.
and then you don't show up like that. They be like, "Oh, he's off."
yeah.
So there's some strategy to it. There's some strategy to it. I'm glad to see William Boatneck back in the mix. I remember when I first met him, it was 202 back then.
Yeah.
But he was competing in open. He weighed, I don't know what he weighed, but I thought he could make 202.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, I'm going open." I was just like, "Oh shit."
Okay.
And he did. He never, but
He
then
was-
again, I
he
didn't
was
know that
close.
he's so dense and he's short, so you can't really tell, but
Yeah.
he wouldn't have never made weight anyway.
Yeah.
So he wasn't 202.
No.
He was like
He knew
220
that.
something.
Like you know your body. When you do this, man,
Yeah.
you get to know your body so well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this dude right here, this Arab guy.
Kim?
No, the very last guy I just showed.
I don't know.
Rich, go down to the lineup. Let me see the lineup. Yeah, that guy, the last guy.
El Sawi?
Husmadin El Sawi.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen that guy before.
No, he looks like he
Well,
got a lot of new muscle. I haven't seen him though.
He must be a good dude if he's in that lineup.
Yeah, so we got
Because don't you have to get invited to the Arnold?
yes.
You can't just go and sign up for the Arnold, right?
No.
You have to be.
I mean, you
invited.
could. They used to have us send in, our information,
Yeah.
and then they choose who they want. Man, so I'm looking at the history, the past champion.
Yeah. Look at that.
And it brings back such great memories. Is there any more below 08?
I'm sure.
Okay, they got the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I think my first one
When was your first one?
was-
98? 99?
it was either I think it was 05 because I remember
Oh.
04 sitting in the audience.
Oh,
And
J1.
J1, Chris Cormier got second, and Marcus Rule, I think, got third.
Right.
And I think Chris definitely had it. And I mean, no offense to Jay, but I felt sorry for Chris because he got second place 6 times in a row, bro.
No
What does that take?
shit.
6 times in a row.
Really?
So yeah.
To
So
who?
I don't to
Jay
different
Dexter?
people. To
Flex?
Nasser, I think Flex in 98, Nasser in 99, Flex in 2000, Ronnie. He got second to all those dudes every time.
He looked real good too back then.
Oh man.
Yeah, he looked great.
As a matter of fact, the year that Ronnie won, I was out in California with Chris. Crazy. He's like, "Tony, come on. I'm about to do the Ironman. Come out and kick it with me." So I flew out there, me and Kelly. And so we get there probably, 11 o'clock in the morning. I go to his house. I ring the doorbell. Nothing. I literally was out there for like 4 hours. Finally,
At his house?
Yeah.
What the
We took a taxi.
Oh,
So
you
that's where I'm staying.
Oh.
So he's asleep. And so we outside, I'm just like sitting on the stoop or whatever. He finally comes to the door. He's like, "Hey man, how you been? My bad, how long you been out here?" I'm like,
4 hours, bitch.
it was ridiculous. I was heated, but I was so happy to see him.
Right.
And so I go in there and he peels off and I'm just like, damn.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, because he was like 255.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't remember what
How
used to
tall
be.
is he?
He's 5'10",
5'11"?
5'11".
Yeah.
He was like 255, 254.
Okay.
And I was like, because I had just left Ronnie's house. I was at Ronnie's house like a week and a half before that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm at Ronnie's house and he's like 277. And Chris is 254. I'm like, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
So I said, Chris, I was just at Ronnie's house and he looked insane. But I think you might be able to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have a chance, put it that way. Because
You're in
I told him, I said, now I was at Ronnie's house and he was 277.
Yeah.
And then by the time we get to the Arnold, or the week before the Arnold, Ronnie's like in the 250s. So now they weigh the same. Oh. And he ended up competing in the 240s. Ronnie did.
Ronnie did?
Yes. People don't know that. When he was super, super shredded.
Holy shit, man.
And so I tell Chris, we're at the Ironman. I said, Chris, I was like, don't do nothing for the Ironman. Just walk out on stage. Don't manipulate nothing, right? I'm telling him, I'm looking at him, I'm like, bro.
You don't do anything extra.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, I ain't gonna do it. So Chad was his coach. And I ain't trying to go against Chad. I'm just saying, like, Chad ain't here. I'm looking right at you.
I'm telling
Trust
you.
me, I'm this close. Don't do nothing because of because Ronnie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, you gonna beat these dudes.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said, please don't take no diuretic. Please don't do none of that. And he was like, no, you're right. So I go to bed, right?
And then he took a diuretic.
I go to sleep. I wake up. I see the light on, so I go see what's up. He's standing in the mirror, and I didn't ask him, did he take a diuretic? I could see it.
You knew.
I'm like, what'd you do? I said, you took a diuretic. And he was like, well, Chad told me to. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, Chad is. I'm not.
Just fucked it up.
I'm just telling you, you ain't gonna be able to do this 2 times.
Right.
The way you look right now, if you just stay like that, and then do all your manipulation next week, you gonna be good.
Yeah.
And of course,
he did it too soon.
And he was like, damn, I shouldn't. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, like, very seldomly,
win, man.
very seldomly do you get to see somebody in their, you know what I'm saying? Most people never get to see the person, you know, at the crib or you know, whatever before
when they're peaked.
That ramp up, you know, and man. But you know, it is what it is. But it's like when you've been doing this long. Oh, wait, hold on. But see, like now he won't walk out on stage like that though. He's gonna go dehydrate himself, and so I ain't gonna say look nothing like that.
He won't be as full, you think?
But it won't be making you say what the, like that, like it is right now.
That's
crazy.
Know what I'm saying?
That's crazy for somebody that's 5.
Was he 5'4"?
I don't think so. I think he's shorter than that.
5'3"?
Yeah.
5'2". Lee Priest was 5'4".
I don't know how tall he is. He is definitely.
He looks short.
Killer.
He looks short.
He definitely is a giant killer for sure.
But he is jacked, bro.
Yeah,
he is fucking looking crazy.
Wow. He can't, I mean, it's very little room left for any more muscle. That's
when was this posted? A day ago.
188, only 1 meal. Wow. He came on the scene at like 125 or something like that. So he done put on like 60 pounds of muscle.
It looks like it.
And he was thick when he was 125, 130.
Damn, son. He's looking.
Wow.
He's looking.
Wow.
He's going to be. Okay.
Okay.
He just made it different.
So,
I mean, if.
Wow.
Bro.
Well, I'll be damned. Yeah. I don't know, player.
I don't know.
So remember that shocking all that you see right now.
Yeah. And now we have something to compare.
So now he might squeeze in that. He's probably gonna squeeze in that top 6.
You got anything from Andrew on there? He hasn't posted anything.
Well, that's a good thing for him.
What about Samson? Let's see Samson. Samson and Brandon, both of those guys are.
Brandon has been putting in the work. His legs have definitely improved.
And Brandon, I love the way his mentality is, man. Brandon's like he's a fighter. You know.
He reminds me of a blacksmith.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he just ting.
Yeah.
Ting. He's still here. He's still.
That's
going.
what I'm saying. He doesn't. There's no give. You know what I mean? It's like I remember
that right there is preposterous. That's preposterous. So, like I say, that all the way polished is unbeatable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like caved in with all the different. Like he doesn't have that crazy detail that he could have, but once it shows up, that's over.
He's very proportionate.
He put it together well,
right?
I also like it out because I looked at some of his old pictures. I like how it hasn't like really jacked up his face. Mm-hmm. No, he still looks healthy. Yeah, I mean, he's young. He's not even. He's just about to turn 39. Or
really?
He is 39. Or, I mean, I think about. I turned pro at 36. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't even start being towards my peak till I was 40, 41. So he's at the beginning of the best he could be, in my opinion, right now. That's gonna be nuts. He make like these guys, him, Andrew. Like when I was leaving the sport, the way that it was going, then I was concerned that I wasn't gonna like bodybuilding. Now I didn't like bodybuilding as far as for me, but I still wanted to be a fan. And every time I see Jim or see Steve or anybody, I'm like, thank you. You guys are really doing your thing with this judging now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's all we ever want as athletes. It ain't losing. Losing ain't the problem. Is losing the people that you beat. You know what I'm saying? And then because it's a subjective sport, and my opinion is the only real qualification. Now that they have a standard or a criteria, stick to the criteria. But before that, 20/20 vision and a clear head. That's all you need. When you look up there, everybody looks good. So you look for what's wrong, and it's easy to find the flaws in everyone.
That whole lineup looks good.
And you just give it to the person with the less flaws or the person that nails their conditioning that day, because that's a rare sight as well. And this is the classic.
Classic physique. So now
it's some really, I really wish they would get rid of the weight limit for classic.
There's a weight limit?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Well, because they don't want it to bleed into the open.
Gotcha.
But classic is a look. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think nobody that's really trying to be classic is gonna try to blow their physique out. Yeah. But you don't want them to have to lose 7 pounds of muscle just to be able to compete.
It's unhealthy anyway.
It's unhealthy, and they don't look better. What's the dude's name? Breon. Yeah. Breon's a perfect example. Yeah. Because of his height, he can only weigh so much, but he looks way better, 12 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Isn't he going?
He went open because of that.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, he went 212 because of that.
Oh, 212. Yeah. He's gonna be real.
You see what I'm saying? Like Keon actually went to 212 because he wanted to put on. I don't know how many pounds he done put on, but he could have stayed in classic. He just, I guess I understand where he's coming from, but because he's so young and because he had so far to go, I'm like, dude, that you could stretch this thing out for the next 15, 20 years. And I don't think people realize the value in being able to hang. Like Sean Ray did 13 Olympias. Sean Ray did 13 Olympias in a row, bro. Maybe more than that, but 13 in a row. You know how much? And he placed in the top 5 at every one of them.
Yeah.
So if you could just do that, because we do this because we love it, and of course you want the sport to pay your bills and all that. Well, let's just say he never won he never won the Olympia, but he was one of the most. You see what I'm saying? Like it's only going to be one champion. But like I say, competing is not bodybuilding anyway. So if somebody like a Simeon Panda who did like maybe 5 shows in his life is a multimillionaire from bodybuilding, and he was only competed a handful of times. Yeah. So like I say, the show is not bodybuilding. That's just where you go show your worth.
When I got into all that stuff, I was like, all right, well, so I know I'm going to have to get on gear, okay? And then I'm thinking, like, I know me, right? So if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it all.
All or nothing.
Like, right? So, and then so I was like, okay, is this worth doing? Yeah. Right? Do I love it enough to do it because I love it?
Yeah.
And I love bodybuilding, right? But then when I saw the dark side where people, all the shit that happened to you, you know what I mean? It was right in front of me. And I'm like, this shit ain't even right.
Nope.
Like, how the fuck? You're just gonna put him behind the curtain? Literally?
Literally.
Like, literally, so, you had to come out of the fucking curtain to be, like, I'm like, that's not even, like, subtle, man. That's like, go ahead and backstage and we'll just call your name.
So, again, ain't nothing we can really do about that.
No, but I'm just saying, I saw that.
That's the people or the human side of it. And that's why it's so important to, like I say, I love the sport right now. Every time I see Jake Wood, I'm just like, this dude has made the sport what it's supposed to be. And the crazy thing is, knowing Dan Solomon, it's just going to keep getting better and better. It's going to be closer to a real sport like it is. Like I always say, every sport bodybuilds to do their sport. Their off season is bodybuilding. You know what I'm saying? We don't go play basketball to get cut. You know what I'm saying? They all go lift weights and they eat a certain way. They all bodybuild into get better and improve at their sport.
Yeah.
So we should have way more respect than we do.
Well, you know, I always I respected the working part of it, right?
Yeah.
What I was like, you know, if I do all this shit and then put my body through all of this shit, and then I go up there and they do some shit like that to me, I'm gonna fuck. You know what I mean?
Yep. Or you do all these things, you train for 15, 20 years, you get on stage, or you walking down the street and somebody's, oh, that's just steroids.
Right.
Like I could just go buy this in the vending machine.
That's the worst.
You like, that's so ridiculous.
You're on steroids. That's why I'm like,
it's like how they used to see a young black dude in the BMW. Oh, it must be a drug dealer. I'm just like, no, dude, I have like 2 million followers on YouTube.
Right.
Like, okay.
I have 4 businesses.
So, but it's like, I remember I told you earlier, the perception is everything. The way people see you, not the way you are, the way people see you that's their reality.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, I had a big part in me just not wanting to, put everything into it. Because I love bodybuilding, because like you said, I've done bodybuilding with every part of my life. From the moment I was born, my dad had me in the gym. Yep. You know what I mean? And then I did the martial arts, and I did the, all that stuff. Wrestling, all that stuff. You do strength training. Yeah. You know, in Iran, there's like 3 main sports, right? One's wrestling, one's powerlifting, and the other one I think is like target shooting.
I'm about to say cricket?
No, it's definitely not. No, that's India. Okay. Yeah, that's India. Yeah, that's right. But that's like those 3 in martial arts. Like that's like the foundation that you just everybody does. Right. You know how baseball is here? Yeah. Wrestling is that there. Yeah. Right, so everybody's like, whether you want to do it or not, you're gonna learn how to wrestle. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now wherever you take it from there is whatever, but everybody's gonna do it. Right. So just coming up, I knew like this. I enjoy going to the gym, lifting weights. I enjoy the way it feels, and then I enjoy the mental part of it, where I can see my body changing because of the work I'm putting in.
Right.
Right. So bodybuilding itself, I love.
Right.
What I saw the sport do to you right in front of me was the reason that I was like, okay, I'm gonna keep doing what I love. I'm not doing that though, because
this is me looking from where I am now to where I was.
Yeah.
So when I was coming through bodybuilding, okay, first of all, raised the preacher's kid. Yeah. Right. And so I had all these preconceptions about right and wrong. Worldly and godly, right? So my view of what I was doing as a bodybuilder was outside of God. I didn't include God in it. Right. I see these athletes say, thank God I didn't do that. I felt like it was a worldly, secular thing, and God didn't want nothing to do with that. But you could glorify God in everything you do, and it just didn't click. So the reason why all those things happened to me, I think God allowed it to happen so He can save my soul, because He knew what was in my heart. But He still let me, have free will and do what I wanted to do, just like that lady said. And so after I finished bodybuilding, when I'm going through my whole situation, my dejection and my spiritual transformation, all that, He took me back to when I started bodybuilding and showed me all the things, like the reason, kind of like in the Bible where Moses supposed to speak to the rock and he hit the rock and God said, you can't go into the promised land. God did that to me. He basically showed me, bro, you was already Mr. Olympia, minus the title and the check. He was like, not that He didn't say I didn't allow you to do that, but me not making it saved my life. It saved my soul. I tell people when I tell my story about how I got into bodybuilding. First, I was inspired by pumping iron, and then Antonio Underwood met my fiance, and I was like, whoa. So I got motivated.
Get the fuck away from me.
And then I joined the gym. I got dedicated, and then I got committed. And then I started winning shows and started, having the physique. And then I became obsessed. And then I turned pro. And then I started making money. And then, like I say, I got possessed.
The attention.
I was an addict to the entire situation.
Yeah.
It had become my reality when it was really not my reality. The crazy thing is when, the last show that I did was the 2016 Arnold Classic. And I'll never forget, I'm sitting in my room, can't even stand up. My leg was all jacked up. I couldn't even stand up. And I felt that beast spirit energy leave my body. Wow. And then I was just sitting there like a lonely child. And I just curled up in the ball and like went to sleep. Really? And I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm not doing this no more.
Wow.
And, then I just immediately went home and went to the doctor like a few days later because I was like, something's wrong with me and I don't know what it is. And I knew a regular doctor was just going to try to write me a script or something. So I went to a friend of mine, I even forget his name. But anyway, he's a really good naturopath. So he went and did a bunch of tests and he told me what was up. And I was like, wow, okay. And then I went and did the Metatron and that really told me what was up.
I'll tell you everything.
But then after that, I was like, okay, good. And so about a year and a half of fasting, cleansing, and I got to the point where, I started getting rid of a lot of these bad bugs and they start coming out of my body and I start basically having this spiritual enlightenment of that evil energy was out of me. So my consciousness came back. The dude who I was before I put on all this stuff. If you're anybody, a Bible scholar, Nimrod had the garments that God made for Adam and Eve. He ended up with Noah. Noah put him on the ark, and one of Noah's sons got him, gave him to his son, who was Nimrod, and he used to put that on and become superhuman. Right. Became like a god. He was a demigod.
Oh yeah,
basically.
we talked about this.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what happens when the genie in the bottle. When you think about this, I think we've talked about this, but you got. I used to see it, the cauldron, and then you have all the elements: the training, the nutrition, the chemistry. You know what I'm saying? All those things, because without one, if any of those things missing, it ain't happening for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's almost like it's a ritual. You're conjuring up that energy. And then when you embrace it and you let it become a part of you, because that's what happens, that's when beast mode kicks in. Go talk to all the guys. Go talk to Rolly Winkler. Go talk to all those dudes. Yeah,
what's up with Rolly too?
He's making a comeback. He got injured. Oh, what I'm saying is, now some people, it never clicks. But somebody like me, like I said, I was raised in the church, so God was always with me. He just let me do my thing. And then when he starts revealing that stuff and proving himself that it's real, that you're not imagining things.
He's like, man, I'm trying to tell you, man.
When you pray, Father, please remove this from my flesh, and then the next day it comes out of your body.
Yeah.
What you gonna say?
What do you call that?
What you gonna say?
God isn't real.
Yeah, exactly. So
that was you guys had a cold. You know
what I'm saying?
To get some vitamin C.
like I said, when you get to that point and you realize it, and now I'm bodybuilding again, right? I never thought I would come back to training hard intensity, and it took me helping someone else to get me to actually do it. But now my body is starting to respond, and being a bodybuilder, your muscles are doing this. You're expanding. Yeah. Right. So you start expanding. Yeah. They contract and expand. Yeah. Well, I did that for 30 years, and then I quit bodybuilding. Yeah. So now it was no expanding. Yeah. So, right. And so now I'm bodybuilding again. So it's like I had one adhesion in my quad, one in my tricep, and recently in my bicep. You see that little black and blue. Yeah. But it's just. My arms grew like an inch, almost a half inch. Right. Because it was bound. I was like, when is it going to peak up again? You see it now? Yeah. It was gone.
When this is like before, like when we were talking about doing the show, that first time before you working out or any of that shit, when we were somewhere and we were sitting there eating, and I was like, there was a moment where I was just like, looked at you, and I'm like, I don't see Tony.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the time I was like, maybe I'm crazy. I just don't say nothing until you figure this out. But I felt like I'm not looking at my boy.
Yep. Oh no, I have friends of mine that's like, woo. Even Nick told me, I know, you have to understand, I am my worst critic. But because of how far gone I was, I had to turn my back on it so I can get myself right.
Get yourself
and
right.
so now, like I say, now I take the God to the gym with me every day. And like I told you, now that I can distinguish his voice from my voice, he actually is like training me.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, bro, because I don't have a set routine. I go to the gym, and then I just
You go to where
he tells me what I'm not. I know people think I'm crazy, but I don't care. It happened with me and you was training together.
Out. Yeah, I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I don't know."
Because you have to understand.
Okay.
There's in the last 3 weeks, there's been things I've never done in the gym that I did.
Really?
I'm like, where did this come from?
Yeah.
And as soon as it pops in my head, I just do it. Because before I used to be like having a conversation with myself.
Right.
Who's talking to me? Where's this coming from?
Right.
But now I know. Right. So just like this morning when I called you, when I sent you that,
dude, that was crazy,
God said, send it to Paj.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm thinking about.
I'm standing there naked getting ready, watching the video. You see what I'm saying?
And
I just said, boop, send.
Yeah.
And then you tell me you sitting there contemplating your.
Like legit, I'm sitting there thinking
like,
about my uncle's past.
I'm like, when I'm training my clients, when I go in the gym and I train, they all give me, they like, man, that was awesome. And I'm like, I don't even know where that came from,
like,
bro.
Me too. I think it was awesome too.
You know what I'm saying? like, yeah, it was good. I'm like, appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah.
So that's how it is. He wants to walk with us everywhere.
Well, that was my first question when we were working out and you started doing the shrug thing on the bench.
Yeah.
I was like, "You've done this before?" And he's like, "No."
I've done it in the front.
Right.
I've never done it in the back.
It's like this.
So I went to go do it the way I do it. God was like, no, step forward, try it. I was just like, that is insane.
I was like, bro, this feels good.
It does. It was the next. So now, again, people can call me crazy. I'm like, okay, God, what you want me to do next? And then I'll have something that I want to do, but the machine will be taken. So I can't do it. No, go do that. Man, it's crazy, bro.
He'll put somebody in it.
It's crazy. So now when I'm looking in the mirror, watching myself transform, knowing that I'm not taking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's freaking blowing my mind. It's blowing my mind.
That part of it is crazy because, if you talk to even Dorian's on TRT.
Yeah, I was literally on it.
That's what I'm saying. Like
30 days ago. Yeah.
Like all the guys who competed in the past, from all the gear, they're all on TRT.
Yeah, because you want to feel like a man.
Yeah.
But even TRT, it gets dull.
Yeah.
You don't have that same fire hunger. That's why people up the dosage.
Mm-hmm.
But if you find a natural substance that allows your body to maximize its own ability to make testosterone, and hell, you could do the TRT with it.
Mm-hmm. It's just gonna make it better. Yeah.
So I'm like, I've been praying for something like this because like I told you, back in the day, it's shot day, which doing shows is almost every day.
Yeah.
So you put, and see, I don't know about everybody else, but I had my stash, right? And all my shit.
Organized.
And I would pull it out, one of them, two of these, one of them, and I lay it all out. And it's like a ritual.
Yeah.
It's like a freaking ritual. People don't look at it like that, but it's a ritual.
What do they call it? An altar. It's like an altar.
It's like an altar.
Yeah.
Because you're conjuring up what you're visualizing in your head. And guess what? If you don't have these things, it ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah. You have to.
And that's how you end up, that's how I figured out that it is a ritual. Yeah. This is a rite. This is a ceremony. I am conjuring up what I desire. Mm-hmm. And I'm using these elements to make it so. Mm-hmm. And if you take any of these elements from me, it doesn't happen.
It's going to hinder me.
Is that not some crazy shit?
That's some crazy shit, man. I bet people haven't thought about that shit.
Well, and you really,
not in that way.
Until you get to the point where you're trying to figure it out. In other words, when you're trying to do it, you don't care, bro. I mean, I've literally tried almost every single performance enhancement substance in existence, known to man.
Yeah.
Right?
Even the shit's not around anymore.
Shit that people ain't never heard of before. Yeah. Trust me. I mean, and the crazy thing is, I never searched for it.
Yeah.
Never.
It just came to you.
People be like, hey, T, have you ever heard of this? Blah, blah, blah. I'm going to send you some. Okay.
All right. I'll try it.
And I take it.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got anti-myostatin, somebody sent me some, and he sent me like 5 vials, and there was nothing in it. So I called dude. I'm like, hey, man, there's nothing in this vial. And he was like, no, look closer.
He's like, mix it.
I'm like, dude, it's a little white speck in there. He's like, that's it.
That's it, that white speck.
I'm like, what is it? Bro, that's like $600. What the hell is this going to do? He said, just trust me.
Yeah.
Bruh.
It's crazy.
Bruh.
That one
That's what I'm
spec.
trying to tell you, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, and so that's when I speak on stuff. I didn't Google this.
There wasn't Google back then.
I know, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. I didn't Google this stuff.
Yeah.
It showed up. I implemented, and y'all saw the result.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really simple as that.
Well,
that's why. Sorry, that's why I was on such a trek to be healthy, because I knew I was gambling.
Yeah.
I knew it.
That's the craziest part, though, is that, you know, you were going through all that, and the outcome that you were going for was still blocked.
Yes. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Now listen to me. When God is like I told you at lunch today, you can either do it. You can one of two ways. You can be Jonah, run from it, and have to spend time in the belly of the whale, but you coming.
Yeah.
Or you can be Abraham. God told Abraham to do something.
Yeah.
He didn't even think about it. He just went to do it. That's all. That's the only choices you got. When you're chosen, that's all you got. Yeah. So you're gonna keep on bumping your head until you realize it, until you straighten out. And so now I'm like Abraham. If God whispers something in my ear, remember like Nick, he whispers it, and he taps you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
He don't have to do that with me no more.
No.
Soon as he tells me something,
It's done.
I do it. And then immediately he lets me know that, that was me.
Yeah.
You're not imagining things. So it's just becoming extremely special. Like I say, praying, having a falling out with my kid and then being tighter than ever. I mean, it's amazing, bro. Like me and my wife, bro, this is 30, about to be 34 years, bro.
About to be 34 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been with her longer than I've not been with her. You know what I'm saying? And all this, you know what I'm saying? Like the old me.
Yeah.
Like when she was going through her cancer, I was like, baby, the old me would be no good to you right now. None whatsoever.
Well,
that's why you got to go through your things, and everything is not for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought Mr. Olympia was for me. And I put everything I had, and I borrowed some stuff to still try to get it.
Yeah.
And God was like, nope. He said, took me to the mountaintop. He let me top 5. Oh, there you go.
All right. Yeah. He just wanted you to see the view.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and the thing is, like I told you, I've won shows. As especially a high level bodybuilder, we don't need judges. We don't need judges. We backstage. We looking at each other. We know what's up.
Yeah.
Like if it's just all fair, no politics, no judging, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's top.
Yeah.
So, like I said, in 2009, I'm backstage with Dexter Jackson. I don't give a damn what nobody say. There was no one on earth better than Dexter that weekend. No one. Jay got first. He looked amazing.
Yeah.
Best he ever looked. Branch got second. Best he ever looked. They both looked amazing. But Dexter Jackson, go back and look. Pull that shit up. Go look at the video.
Hey, can you pull that up? What year?
09, Mr. Olympia.
09, Dexter Jackson.
And that's the best Jay we ever said. I'm not diminishing it. Jay looked amazing.
That was an Olympia?
Yes, but I'm talking about from a pure bodybuilding, aesthetics, mass, separation, detail, all that. No politics, no favors, no nothing. Man, please. That was the most incredible physique I've ever seen. He knows that. I told him that to his face. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this a long time. I done been this close to pretty much everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
And that shit was just...
Oh, yeah, that's when Jay looked crazy.
He looked crazy. He looked incredible.
Yeah,
he looked incredible.
That's
actually the best I ever looked that year, too, before I bust my bursa sack.
Oh, yeah.
And that's horrible footage, but...
I mean, Jay just is bigger.
No, he is bigger, yes.
I mean, that's really... I mean,
he's always been bigger.
He's a lot bigger. Like his chest, when they did that side chest right there, his chest was way bigger than Dexter's.
Yeah, but
I mean, Dexter looks ridiculous. I mean, yeah. I mean, you could definitely give it to Dexter if you wanted to. But Jay did come correct, though.
If that was in 4K,
be a different story.
Well, I'm just telling you. Like I say, look at this. Look at the separation. Look at the completeness. And see, you could look. So when they hit the double, you see how their abs just washed out. That's the computer. That's the footage. That's not,
Yeah. So do you think where the sport is going now is more focused on aesthetics is better, or back in the day when they had the mass monsters and shit?
Well, the mass monsters didn't make them no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it
was more for like
it didn't help anyone.
That's more for the fans, right?
That's a time where the bodybuilding, it wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? Like now, like I say, because Jake Wood and Dan Solomon, these guys, they don't have any ulterior motives. They just want the best of the best. Mm-hmm. That's what they've always wanted. I mean, I used to have this conversation with Dan all the time. Mm-hmm. And when they hired him, I was like, oh shit, about to get good now. You know what I'm saying? Because make it a real sport. Mm-hmm. Every time you judge it completely fairly, all you're gonna do is see better athletes next time. Because what happens to the athlete when they see, wow, I can't believe they let homeboy beat homeboy, but he was better, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now when I'm training, I'm like, well, shoot, if I'm better, then I can win.
I'm just better.
Where before, I used to be doing my hour and a half of cardio, knowing I'm praying for top 5.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So now that you know that it's possible, somebody slip up or whatever, I mean, bro, every year you're gonna keep saying, damn, who is that? Who is that?
Let me ask you this, man. So when you're like pick a show, right? So let's say like the Arnold, right? Mm-hmm. Well, what show did you win? The Ironman and then
Ironman, Sacramento.
You won 2 back to back.
Yeah, and then Arnold. Yep. So I like when I'm gonna compete.
Yeah.
I make up my mind on what I'm doing next year. Like right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So the Olympia is usually in September, October.
Yeah.
And then you have a few weeks to like,
chill
whatever.
Out. Yeah.
And then you like, okay, what am I doing next? Mm-hmm. And then so if you don't decide to do the Arnold before Thanksgiving, then you won't make it. You won't have enough time.
You won't peak.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you picked out like the Ironman, was that the Ironman was it
first.
Sacramento?
It was usually
or the
Ironman was the last week of February, and then the Arnold was the first week of March.
Okay, and then before that was the Sacramento.
Yeah, and they would have one in between too. So they moved. It would be Ironman, Sacramento, or San Francisco, and then the Arnold.
Okay, so when you decided I'm gonna do the Ironman, what was like your prep for that? Like how long did you prep for that? From
Well, so
Thanksgiving?
my first Ironman was 06.
Okay.
And that's
what month is that in?
That's February.
Okay.
So I had started my prep for that, man, in 05. Oh. Because I was working with Anthony Aponte.
Oh, okay.
And so we started the year before that during this. We did the Sacramento, San Francisco. Mm-hmm. That for in 2005, and that's the first time I placed in the top 6.
Okay.
And I didn't even get called out in the first 2 rounds. So anyway, and so I did the Ironman in 06. Lee Priest won.
Yeah.
David Henry got second, and the judge was like, "I ain't see you up there," and I was like,
"How?"
I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm standing in between the winner and the second place dude." He said, "Well, let me put it this way. I was told not to see you."
Oh, shit.
I was like, okay. Then I just walked off. I'm just like, okay, well, ain't shit I can do about that.
There's nothing to talk about.
It ain't shit I can do about that. So then 07 is when I got with Dave. So 06 Olympia, I got 7th. Dave called me that next week. He said, hey, T.
Palumbo, right?
Yep. He said, Tony, you're big enough now. He said, now you got to bring in the detail. You got to come in all the way conditioned.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, well, how we going to do that? So he was like, so I hired him. I know I told this story before, but we started, he sent me the diet, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, where's the carbs? He's like, no, this is keto, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I started doing the diet to the letter. And that first 8 days, I lost 22 pounds. Wow. And like day 6 or 7, my wife was like, I don't think I like this diet. What's going on? What's happening to you? And then the next 8 days, I gained 22 pounds.
Oh, wow.
So it's like my whole metabolic situations flipped over. And then, so like maybe 6 weeks in, Dave called me. He's like, because I was checking in with the weight. And my weight kept going up and kept going up. He was like, how are you growing right now? You know what I'm saying? He was trying to diet me down. I'm steady going up. And I never lost any weight. I think I was heavier on stage than I was before I started the prep.
Wow. Shout out to Dave.
Oh yeah, he put me on.
Dave is very knowledgeable, man. He knows a lot about a lot.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, he had, like genetically he didn't have the aesthetics, but he had the work ethic, and he did have the ability to put on the muscle.
Oh,
So
he was.
knew
Wasn't
that.
he like
knew
the
he was-
original mass monster?
He was the original 300-pound
Yeah.
shredded individual.
Yeah, he looks ridiculous
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
I saw a couple videos of
Yeah,
him.
much respect.
Crazy,
So,
man.
the wellness, our favorite category.
This is the wellness.
Is Shanique doing this one? Oh, okay. Well, then these girls have a chance.
There you go. You should.
Is Francelli doing it? No, she's not doing it. Is she? No. Okay. Anybody from the top 3? Which one of them girls is from the top 3? Okay. Is that the girl who won? Okay. But did she win? She won the Olympia though, right? Is that Isabella? Show me, because I get the little short blonde one is my favorite. I don't even know her name.
Is she Brazilian?
Yeah, they're all Brazilian.
Oh, they're all Brazilian.
All the top 3 was Brazilian.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Brazil. They're taking over.
Yeah. So you see how, what year was that when Arnold said something about the bubble guts?
Oh yeah.
And then there hasn't been another bubble gut.
He put that shit on
so
blast, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, as an organization,
Yeah.
you set the criteria. Tell us what you want to see and what you don't want to see, and watch that shit happen the way you say it. There's not one athlete in the entire sport with a bubble gut. How is that possible?
So
when all we had was bubble guts for 10 years.
The first time I heard him say anything about a bubble gut was, I think, when Dexter won.
Yeah. Well, he had the super bubble gut that night.
Yeah.
That day.
Yeah. Yeah. Right? I was like, okay. Yeah.
2013.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I remember him saying something about that.
Yeah, I was so.
Because Arnold doesn't give a fuck, man.
It's his. Basically, his name is on the show.
Yeah.
So he needs you to represent
right
the way he feels. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're representing.
That's what makes the sport go. But that's why they can give away 500,000 and all that now, because people aren't pissed off from the result.
This chick is Brazilian.
People can't wait to come back next year. Yeah.
She's from Brazil.
Yeah.
I guess she kind of looks like.
So. Have you ever been to Rio? Been to Brazil down there?
Yeah, I've been to Sao Paulo. I've been to Rio and Recife.
Yeah. So when you go in the gym, the chicks down there is more. What's the word for it? They're so into. You know what I'm saying? They're into it as much or probably more than the dudes. A lot of the dudes just shooting.
The oil.
Stuff. Yeah, the girls is in there.
The synthol shit.
Training like rope man. I mean, they be in there killing themselves, bro. It's
like
crazy.
hard. I saw a video of this Brazilian trainer, and she was training the girls, and the girls were literally crying.
Literally.
Crying. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, that's normal. That's how it is.
I was like,
every time I went down there, I'm just like, y'all, they are in here killing each other.
I couldn't believe it, man.
And then you see their quads look like they've been squatting 900 pounds.
Yeah.
And they be weighing like 120.
Yeah, like how do you get your legs like that?
So I'm not gonna go this year. I was, but I only wanted to go if I was gonna be working.
Oh yeah, to share that she's definitely
because if you want to watch the show, then the broadcast is probably the best unless you got really good seats. Because when I go, I don't never watch the show. I'm talking and doing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
so
like catching up with people.
Yeah.
This is what Bikini International.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see the new category.
There's
like basically they're bringing back old bikini. And what they're gonna call this? Fit modeling. Yeah.
Fit modeling. Is that on here?
No. It'll probably be next year.
Oh, next year.
And then of course you see how everybody's doing natural shows now. They basically have a whole natural contest series or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is natural?
Well, it's quite a few.
None of the girls up there is natural, I'll tell you that.
No. But that's what I'm saying. They because I think there's other organizations creating natural, so now they're matching it, which I think is a great idea.
Yeah.
Because usually the natural divisions suck. You're not really,
it's just,
you have like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
So, I helped somebody get ready for the Ben Weider, and there was some decent talent. Hopefully it'll be even better next year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it can be done naturally. It just takes 3 times as long.
What's the, Rich, go back up. Did it say pro wheelchair?
Yeah, they always do that. Yeah, that's been going for a minute. Yeah, that dude right there is.
What's his name? King Kong Kelly?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Do they have that at Olympia?
Yeah.
They have wheelchair in Olympia? Oh, shit. How come they don't talk about that more, man?
Well, they give them their little segment. Usually, if you have to be there to really see it, they don't.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't broadcast.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they should give
Yeah.
them some. Because think about it, man. You're in a wheelchair,
Bro,
so you're already battling with that.
I'm inspired every time I see
Bro,
it because I
I'm
know
so-
that they're like the weight equipment that we created.
Yeah.
We made it wheelchair friendly, so you could roll.
Oh, you can
in
roll
there
in there and
do
still
it.
do
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really smart, actually. That's
Yeah.
good for all these guys.
Yeah.
But you see this, man, and you're just like, I mean, these guys are.
No excuses, bro.
No, man.
You know, you see people. There's no excuses. Anything that's worth having in life, you got to work for, bro.
You got to work.
Like you know, that's what like people who win the lottery, they end up broke.
Yeah.
Or broker than they was before they won.
In debt.
Yeah. So
They're
it's
fucking debt.
you need to earn it so you can know it.
Well, I mean, and that's when the value is anyway. The value is in the earning. It's not the actual receiving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
The journey is the learning and that's the thriving.
That's what you get to keep.
growing. Yeah.
That's what you get to keep. The journey.
Yeah.
Like the trophy and all that. Like you threw all your trophies
threw
away.
all of them in the
I
trash
thrown
can.
all mine away except for my statues.
Yeah. Yeah, I threw them all away. As soon as I became a judge, right? And I'm sitting at the table and there's, we're judging and I fill my thing out and send it down to the head judge, right? And then they send it back to me. And I'm like, no, this is this is what I want right here. And they send it back to me. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, you should look at number 35. Like, I don't want 35. I want 27.
Right.
That's the winner.
Right.
I want that guy.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
So I sent it back again.
I was on one judging panel and they basically told me who to pick.
Yeah.
I was like,
Like, why am
am
I fucking here?
Why you even announce my name?
They just
if I'm-
want to have people sitting there
yeah,
just so they can say, like, well, out of like 8 judges, 6 of them picked, you know what I mean? Yeah. So after that, I remember after that one time it happened, I was like, all right. So I went home, got all my trophies.
Yep.
Went to the trash can, opened that shit up, threw them all in.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, peace. And then that was it, man. I was like, it's very disappointing because I'm starting to think, I'm like, the guy,
But, I mean,
you gotta look at who's like you, and the guy who they gave it to was not even close, Tony. Like he was like in the top
it was
7, maybe.
DEI.
Bro, it was so bad. I'm like, what?
The DEI bodybuilding
Yeah,
championships.
yeah. And then I remember after the show, the head judge came up to me and he was like, yeah, so, when we have a system here and this and that, I'm like, yeah, your system doesn't work for me. So I won't be judging anymore. You know what I mean? I was like,
preparing for a contest, I'm talking especially high level, and even low level, is a life-changing experience.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you've never done it before and you actually go through the process, it's gonna change your life. You're either gonna be like, I ain't never doing that again.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna understand how
this.
powerful and amazing when you take knowledge and apply it properly and end up with something that you saw in your head that did not exist when you saw it.
Yeah.
Well, that's for me to I read the chapter in Arnold Schwarzenegger's book about visualization, right? And then I see myself in the mirror, and then I visualize what you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm nowhere near in the beginning because you don't know what's possible. So
Right.
you're using a little bit of what you see in you and what you see somebody else have.
Yeah, yeah.
And so now you come up with this idea. And then 12 years later, somebody shows you a picture of your back and you're like, damn, that's exactly what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I was
You know
like,
what I'm
I
saying?
did it.
It's an amazing thing to accomplish something like that. Because again, you have to do the work. No one's gonna come do your reps and sets for you. No one's gonna eat your, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
It's a lot of work, man. I mean, listen, I've, from the years of fighting and wrestling and shit, like, the cutting of the weight and all that stuff. I went through all of that shit, but it was like how you were going through all that shit for bodybuilding, and you loved it, right? You loved all of it, and you had destination and all that. I had the same thing, but it was for fighting. And that is so in conjunction with how this bodybuilding is. You know, that's why I love bodybuilding. Because even when I was training for fights, I was still bodybuilding.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? I wasn't.
I mean, Tiger Woods.
Like I wasn't
Tiger
worried.
Woods is back. He's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
To be able to golf.
To be able to stay strong and be able to do it at his age. Yeah. And, you know, when I started to compete, I mean, I was competing before I think I won one show before I got sponsored.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I might have not even won a show when I got sponsored. But I got sponsored. I was getting paid.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I'll compete all day long.
Right.
I'm getting paid. And I was like, I've heard stories, right? Definitely not doing a doc show because I heard those stories.
Right.
Yeah.
I never did that either.
Yeah. Anybody who did the doc shows, man, don't tell nobody.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. And then, okay, so the NPC, okay, cool. And then I was learning, as I was doing and getting sponsored to compete, I was learning what it even meant. You know, like, what do you mean? Like, okay, you prep, okay, what is the prep? You know what I mean? And like, I'm telling you, man, like I literally.
I must have done 15 or 20 shows without ever
prepping or
I
anything.
remember the first show that I did was Mr. Savannah. And I'm in the gym. Everybody's like, you should compete. I'm just like, well, what's that? So they like, oh, we're having a show at the Civic Center, blah, 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 right? I'm like, all right, cool. What do I need to do?
Yeah.
Well, you need a routine. So they start telling me to make up a routine.
Yeah, I got a routine.
You know what I'm saying? And so nobody really told me about the diet.
Yeah.
So somebody mentioned diet. I'm like, what do you mean? What diet? What are we talking about?
What a diet what?
It's like, well, you know, and I was just like, oh, okay. So I went from getting my double cheese with no mustard, large fry,
grilled chicken sandwich.
Yeah, large fry and a unsweet tea to getting the baked sweet potato and the grilled chicken breast from Wendy's.
Oh yeah,
I didn't change. That was my. You know what I'm saying? All I did was change a couple items on
You're
the
like,
menu.
I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm dieting now.
I'm dieting.
And and so instead of Captain Crunch, I switched it to oatmeal. You know what I'm saying? Like that was literally diet. It.
You're like,
and so they had the Mr. Savannah. And they had a Mr. Coastal Empire, which is 2 shows in the same night. So I got second place in my class in the Mr. Savannah, and I got 4th in the Coastal. You know, like the dudes who was telling me I need to be in the show placed in front of me. I'm mad because I'm like,
I could have beat your ass.
no, it's funny because my competitive spirit kicked in, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah,
and so I never forget the dude who got first when I got second. He was in the military.
Yeah,
he was bigger than me. You know, hard, all that. He was better. He was further along than I was for sure. Yeah. But I just like, I'm beating him next time.
You're like,
you know what I'm saying? And so I came back and I beat him next time. And then that's when I kind of just like, oh, okay, cool.
This is fun.
And I started doing this. Yeah. And then I went to so this was all AAU.
Yeah.
Before NPC. And then I went to the it's called Junior America.
Yeah.
Like with some real bodybuilders.
Okay.
And
that's from all over the place, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Them boys humbled the shit out of me. I was just like,
okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'll see you in a year.
You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I literally, they saw me in 2 years. No, yeah. 2 years. It took 2 years for me to get back on stage after seeing that. I was like, but
see, that's part of it too, right? Isn't that so great that you have to humble yourself?
Yeah.
Because, you know, as a alpha, and as a winner,
as a 20-something-year-old dude who just turned 21,
who
think I'm a man now because the number flipped over,
right?
Like no.
So you have all those things, and you're just like, you know, it's hard to take defeat. You know what I mean? And then to take the defeat and work 2 years, and you're like, motherfucker, I'm coming.
Yeah, I'm telling you what. I left Atlanta, went to Savannah. Before I left, my boys was like, don't you go down there and get swole. I left at about 189, 190.
Yeah.
I came back at like 230. It was like, what the hell?
Like you gained a whole other person.
Like, what the hell, boy? I said, I told you.
That's so crazy. Rich, go back to the outline. Let's see what we got here.
So I got like all kind of crazy Arnold stories.
Yeah,
one of my last Arnolds, Sylvester Stallone was there, Jason Statham was there, Arnold had his crew there.
Oh, yeah.
The expendable crew was there. All them dudes was there.
All the expendables were there.
So that morning, I go down to breakfast, and I see Jason Statham sitting at the breakfast table eating. And I saw him walking past, and I saw him, I was like, oh, that's it. I said, I did like that, right? And he did like that. I was like, oh, shit, cool. Yeah. I got my food, ate, and then that night, we go out on stage, and he's right on the front row, right? So I go pose in front of him. He's like, clapping and shit. I'm just like, damn, Jason Statham is like clapping.
I'm definitely winning this shit. He's clapping.
So then after the show, me and Dexter standing there talking. There was a couple more people.
Yeah.
And I see Jason again. He was over there with his crew, right? And so he excused himself and he starts walking this way. I'm like, oh shit, he's coming over here. And so I didn't know what he was coming over here for. I'm thinking he's coming to congratulate Dexter. Well, because Dexter won. Dexter's right there.
Oh yeah.
So he walks up straight to me, sticks his hand out. Hey, Tony, nice to meet you. You're my favorite bodybuilder.
No.
I almost peed on myself.
No.
I was just like, what? I was like, what? And Dexter was like, hey, what about me? He was like, oh, you're pretty good too. You good too.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, shit.
Dexter said that?
Yeah, that shit was funny. I was just like, bro. I was like, you are literally my favorite actor because your shit looks real.
It's real. He's a real martial artist. People don't know.
I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I was blown away that number one, he was for real. He was sincere and humble and just a regular dude. But he didn't have to do that, man. No. He didn't have to do that at all. Like I told you, the head nod in the morning, I was good. Then the clapping in the evening. But when he went out of his way to come shake my hand, I was like, damn. I was like, oh my goodness. It messed me up, bro. It messed me up. I had a bitch moment for real. Oh my God. I got so many
Arnold. Well, I'm sure.
I got so many Arnold stories.
Yeah.
So one year, this when Arnold was the governor.
Yeah.
And he had like 15 bodyguards the whole time, backstage and everything. Yeah, they was everywhere.
Yeah.
So we lining up to go on stage, and it's taking a long time because they doing the national anthem and all that type of shit. So we're in line, and then this is where Arnold's dressing room, his green room is right there. Yeah. So I stop in the line right in front of his door, and it's open. He's in there, right? About 2 or 3 bodyguards. How many ever can fit in there? Yeah. So I saw Arnold. I was like, "What's up?" I walked in. I just walked in there and started like getting me something to drink. And they tried. They was like, Arnold's like, "Leave him alone." Blah blah blah.
What the fuck you doing?
Shit was funny.
Wow. So that's funny.
That same weekend. So after the show, like a week later, I'm in L.A. Yeah. And I'm standing out front of this hotel, and so the valet is right here. So I'm standing like in the lane. Yeah. I hear this, beep, beep, X-Man, move out the way. I turned around, it was Arnold in his Bugatti.
His Bugatti cigar. Yeah.
He was like, X-Man, move out the way, you too big. I'm like, so he's just a really, really cool dude.
I like him, man. And his mentality is man, even if you don't like him for whatever fucking reason, you gotta respect his mentality, man.
He loves the sport. We was in Brazil one time competing, and Arnold walks through the crowd, and then he stops, and he's like, Tony, let's get a selfie. So he's standing right here, and he does this. Yeah. And so I'm like this, and then like 900 people come. I was just like, what the fuck? Get out of here. This is just
my
for me.
selfie, bitch.
And so in the actual selfie, all you see is me like, what the fuck? I missed the whole picture. Are you serious? I missed the whole picture. I was like, what the hell?
I love that, man.
Too funny.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man. His pumping iron is a staple in bodybuilding forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
First and foremost, the fact that they showed these guys' personality and how they train and all that, and the mind, that's they need to do a modern version. They tried to do it a couple times.
They tried to, yeah. Oh, there is it. There's your boy.
Who was that? Oh.
Jason Statham. Where is it? No, what is this?
But God, let me see it, because Godfrey's good.
What is this?
Godfrey.
Who does?
Godfrey.
Oh, does he?
Godfrey is Nigerian. He's hilarious.
I'm big fan of your shit, and because I'm martial.
Do you do a Jason Statham?
I do, man.
Do you really?
I go Yeah,
I don't wanna put you
I
on
go.
the
I
spot.
want Jason Statham to be. I want you to do a movie because I said sometimes when I'm watching a Jason Statham movie, I can't hear his voice. It's so fucking low.
Yeah.
You know. And so I said, I think you should make a movie called The Librarian.
Yeah.
You know.
Didn't they do that though?
And then Jason Statham comes up and goes, I told you guys to be quiet. And you're still fucking talking.
That's so good, man.
Was that all right?
They gonna do the movie, The Librarian.
I did Jason and Jason, goddammit. I'm telling you, I have so much respect for the way you do action. And I wish the Oscars awarded people with action. They don't give enough respect.
No, they don't. They need to.
100% correct.
Yeah, he's
Like he's a legit. Like there's no acting. Like you remember when Ben Affleck was in the Accountant?
yeah.
He's acting.
Yeah, that was.
Jason-
I love the movie though.
Yeah.
but yeah.
I mean, Ben would get his ass whooped.
Oh yeah,
In 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like all that shit is nonsense.
Yeah.
But Jason, he actually trains. He trains jiu-jitsu, boxing. You know,
It looks.
and he looks the part.
Yeah, I'm like
You look at
he's
him-
doing that. He's not. That's not choreography. He's doing that.
No, he's doing it. He knows what he's doing. He knows. You can tell by how he throws.
Well,
it.
yeah, it could be choreography, but I'm saying
It's
doing it.
choreographed, but
What they call him? Fight? What they call him? I met a dude who actually did the actual fight scene. He did the whatever. What do they call it? It's
the choreography.
It's a term.
Yeah.
Fight choreography.
Yeah, fight choreography.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was in Spain, the dude who actually did a lot of their movies,
Yeah.
he ate with us. We had a big paella about this big.
Yeah.
And he sat there and ate with us. He was like, "Yeah, I did this movie. I did the fight scene for this." That. And I was like, "Wow, okay, big gigantic dude."
Well, that's what I'm
This
saying.
dude was like 400 pounds.
Bro, he's a real fighter. He if you can watch somebody in the way they throw a punch,
Yeah.
you'll know like, oh, they know what they're doing.
My favorite Jason Statham movie is the one where he was a piker. What's the name of the one they
Oh.
showed backwards? What was that movie? Snatch.
Oh yeah.
Snatch is my favorite Jason
That's
Statham.
old
That's when
school.
the first one I saw him. Because I didn't even know that was Jason Statham. I thought that was somebody else. Guy
Yeah.
Ritchie or something. Guy
Yeah,
Ritchie
yeah.
is the director.
Director, yeah.
And I thought Jason Statham was Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie.
And then when I watched it, I'm just like, this dude is a really good actor. That was just a good movie.
You know,
The accent and all that had me laughing.
you were saying how they try to make a remake, or they should make a remake of.
Of Pumping
They
Iron.
tried with Generation Iron.
Yeah.
Right.
But
But-
so in Generation Iron, they were trying to put the second one, the one where they did Phil and Kai.
Yeah.
I understand that part.
Yeah.
But they should have done maybe the first part about the old school people like
Yeah.
Ronnie and all them,
Yeah.
and then show the new.
Yeah.
At least have them in there as just stand-ins or cameos or something. I'm just like, how you gonna make a movie like that and not include the people who got these people here? So
Yeah, I don't know any of those guys, Vlad and those guys. I've heard a lot of people in the industry talk about them, like behind closed doors. They don't get real good rep.
no,
How
they
did-
screwed.
Well,
They
that's what I was
threw
gonna
me
get to.
under the bus.
That's what I was gonna get to. Even if I didn't hear any of that shit from those other people,
Right.
and I knew what happened to you with these motherfuckers, right off the bat, enemy. Right? Like it's like, you don't fucking.
I mean,
that's
it's
so
just
shady.
so unnecessary, bro.
Shady.
It's just unnecessary. I hate people who do dirty shit.
Do dirty. Yeah.
Just to attempt to get views. You might not even get them.
Well, you don't even need to do that though.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that. It shows character, right?
Yeah.
It shows that this motherfucker is using people for himself.
Yeah.
He's not trying to promote anybody or.
That's why they barely hanging on. If
Yeah.
they hanging on,
Well,
I ain't heard nothing.
again, what is that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, think about. I know we changed. Think about all the stuff that's happening. All the, the lights is on. The roaches are scattering.
Scattering, man.
So now everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe he's doing this." I'm like, I can't believe you was doing that to make him have to do this.
Yeah. All right. What's your prediction
My
on
final
on
prediction is
yeah.
now that I see that Andrew Jack is doing it, I'm gonna go Samson, Andrew, either Brandon or Derek or Brandon. Derek.
It depends
I'm
how
a
he
Derek
comes.
fan, so his legs got to show up. So if his legs show up, then he probably will get third, and Brandon will get fourth. But Brandon's legs look like they showing up, so he might end up with third.
I mean, That lineup was pretty hardcore, man. I got Samson first too.
Patrick Moore, he should be in the mix. What is that, 11 dudes, 12 dudes? Yeah. 6, 12, 13. Let's see who's going to be out of the top 10.
Okay. Usmadin El Sawi.
I'm just going to go with the least popular, not because they're not good bodybuilders.
Yeah.
The new guy, Justin Rodriguez, who I think if Justin nails it, he's going to be a threat. And then who is Carlos Thomas Jr.? I don't know who that is. So I'm going to take those three, not making the top 10 because, and I won't say politics, but just because popularity. So in other words, if they look really good and
people don't know who they are. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying if they judge it from worst to first, everybody nails it, then I'm from that reason. But somebody might miss and you can leapfrog.
Of course.
This is a show where you could definitely leapfrog people.
Yeah. So Samson for sure first.
Yeah. Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew second, man. I mean.
Then you got Brandon, Lunsford, Carita. Akeem is going to be right in there. I got him like 7th.
Yeah.
Although he might end up deserving 6th. Yeah. And then Patrick Moore might be 7th or 8th or 6th. You know what I'm saying? Like in there.
Hollingshead would be in the top 10.
I love Hollingshead.
Yeah.
I don't, let me see what he looks like because supposedly he's refined his physique some more. Yeah. But I just love his attitude.
He's great, man. Yeah. He's a good winner and he's a good loser.
He's a good dude.
Yeah. You
know. I can't believe how strong he is. The guy, it almost scares me.
Is he super strong?
Super strong.
Really? Like one of those natural strength?
Yeah.
Like, what's his name?
Like that caveman strength. I mean,
who's the guy, the white rhino? What was his name? He trained Flex, I think, for a show. And he was a power lifter. And then he did like one show. And he was like a real estate dude. You know what I'm talking about?
I can't remember. Now, that dude right there.
That's him? Oh, wow.
Wow, he's very impressive, and they will get some eyes.
Wow.
But he need way more detail than that.
Of course.
He doesn't have a blown-out physique.
He's got good size.
But I'd like to see what he looks like all the way dialed in.
Yeah.
I mean, his insertions are insane.
Yeah. That's him?
Okay. I'm trying to... So you see how voluminous everything is?
Yeah.
It's like it's almost stretched to the max.
Yeah.
I want to see what it looks like when it comes back down. Because, like I always talk about blowing up a balloon. So when you first blow up, the first time you blow it up, it's tight. Then you let the air out and blow it up again, it's a little less tight. But it's a little bigger. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You feel me? And so that's kind of what happened here. It's kind of like, it's like your fascia can only expand so much, and then it's got to contract. So we'll see how it lays. But I mean, he has the body parts.
He's got potential for sure.
Yeah.
It's all about how he's gonna dial it in, though.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I see him in the top 10.
I like this lineup, man.
Just on sheer muscle mass.
I like this
and
lineup.
Shape alone. So as long as his conditioning is even anywhere close to the ballpark, he should be. It's gonna be a good show.
This lineup is going to be a really strong show.
It's going to be a good show.
You got a bunch of good athletes in there.
Definitely more competitive than last year. Yeah. When you look at that top 10 or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah. Almost wish I was going, but like I said, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna go on vacation and just watch it on the pay-per-view.
Damn, Kai won that in 2016.
That was my last one.
2016 was the last one?
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep. I thought I had it in 13. I thought I had it in 07. But third is what I got.
Victor, huh?
Yep. I loved Arnold. It's like the whole experience, getting chosen.
Yeah.
They literally treat you like royalty. They pick you up at the airport. It was just a beautiful experience. Yeah. So doing shows for Mr. Lorma, rest in peace, he put such a standard as far as promoter goes that anytime another promoter would ask me to do something, my expectation was for them to do me like Mr. Lorma does. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially when you're calling somebody, asking somebody, come do my show, tell me what you need. Yeah. Right? So when Miss Alone, when he asked me, I wrote it and gave it to him. It was to the T and more. Same thing overseas. Like you didn't even ask for nothing. I remember I went to go do shows in Spain. Like they were supposed to do all the stuff and drop you off at the hotel.
Wow.
And be like,
good luck.
Oh yeah, by the way, if you don't speak Spanish, you're fucked.
Then I gotta talk to you.
Bro, everything was impossible. I'm sitting at breakfast. I'm like, yo, can I get a fork? Can I get a fork? He's like, no, it's impossible. I'm like, huh?
What do you mean it's impossible?
Like, I'm like, I need. Oh, here you go. I'm just like, wow.
What are you saying, dude? Wow, that's crazy. In Spain,
it drove
like
me
that?
insane.
Wow.
And all the food is super salty.
Yeah.
I went over there to compete, and I couldn't cook. Didn't have a place to cook my food, so I ate at TGI Fridays for 5 days.
Oh shit!
So the week before, I competed at 277, and the week after, I competed at 292. Yeah, that was not a good. That was not good.
You didn't have a good prep.
No,
all right,
that was
okay.
horrible.
Gotcha.
It was horrible.
All right. Well, there's the prediction for the Arnold 2025, and then how far? When is the Olympia? October?
Did they not?
September?
September this year. Yeah.
No.
Is it going to be in Vegas again?
I see Hottie's not in there in that lineup for the Arnold. He's probably
Hottie's going to probably take a year to come back to try to
get
win
ready
this
for the
title.
Olympia. Yeah.
That's what I would do if I was him.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, Hottie is probably the only one that could beat Samson.
Yeah.
But Samson will definitely have to not be all the way on point. Yeah. The way the way that Hottie looked last year.
Yeah.
It would have been hard for him not to win the Olympia if he had to look like that this year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, they could have flipped the coin, but that conditioning was otherworldly.
His condition,
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy,
and so this time he just was regular Hottie condition.
Yeah.
And
you know what though? That's good for him too because he learned from that.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh no, he's coming.
He's
back
like,
crazy.
oh okay,
trust me.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh trust me.
So I can't wait to see him, man. Rich, is there anything that he's posting?
Yeah, I saw a couple of things. He's looking good. I mean, he's not ready for the show.
Of course, yeah.
He's back in the lab. What I'm curious to see is, since Hani,
Honey's not coaching him, right?
What are these athletes going to look like? I mean, the few of them.
I wonder if
what's her name?
C-Bum?
No, Sydney. She retired.
Yeah.
C-Bum retired.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now they got to find another coach.
If just because Hadi and Rambat are so close and they're both Persian, I wonder if he'll still help him without publicly going out there.
Oh. I mean,
I wonder because they're friends.
What else? I mean, they've been working together. What, the last 5 or 6 years?
Yeah.
What else can he really?
Well, that's what I'm just saying.
Show
just
him
be
other
there.
than be
right. Just be there for him.
Yeah.
You know. What
I mean, all he might need is Hottie to send him pictures.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, send me some pictures. I'll tell you what I think. Is this recent? Yeah.
Damn, son.
Yeah.
He looks so crazy, man.
Yeah. Yes, he does. So yeah, if he stays in that condition and trains all year, he'll give Samson a run for his money.
Yeah.
He definitely will. Because, you have to understand, Samson has a possibility of fatigue now.
Yeah.
He's been going since last year's Arnold.
Yeah.
Probably before that.
Nonstop.
But he's been going since last year's Arnold for sure.
I wonder. I mean, like you said, man, it's going to come down to what the judges want. Do you want the bigger, taller guy, or you want the guy who's just conditioning is retarded, crazy?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Wow.
For reps.
Well, like I say, he's one of them. He's one of them dudes. He's in full beast mode.
He's locked
mentality.
Yeah, he's locked
complete full beast mode mentality.
Yeah.
So, and he's been like that
Dude,
since he showed up.
what does that look like?
I don't know why.
What does that look like?
I don't know what.
Look at this. Go back to that video. Look at the position he's in. That's exactly what we did.
Oh, yeah.
What we did.
Yeah.
Because look, now this is a bench that's meant only for this though. But look how he did it.
Yeah.
Look.
He did. Yeah,
Look.
you're right. You're right.
Look.
If he steps forward, it'll be even crazier.
Well, you can see.
It has the foot.
Yes,
it has the foot
that's what I'm
plate there.
saying.
Wow.
That's literally what God told you to do the other day.
Yeah.
Damn, son.
Again, like I said,
right.
I've always done it to the front, but doing it behind it was
Hey,
different.
man, that worked.
Especially supersetted with the upright roll. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
Great. We need to do another one of those. All right, cool, man. Well, I think we'll wrap it up from there.
Let's talk about this right quick.
Oh, yeah.
So we don't get that many comments.
Rich,
or
is this a
whatever,
woman?
So that could be good or bad.
It is a woman.
But
y'all need to yap about something.
Well, she's
else.
referring to what Nick said about, I think when Nick basically told all women, if you really want a man, blah, 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 just show them how much. And she's saying that's not true or that's
how the
cap
fuck
or
is
whatever.
that not true? Well, it sucks for you and whoever your man is.
She said, I'm cringing. She's cringing because of what he said. It's like, who hurt you, baby?
I mean, how
and
bad
so
is
knowing Nick, right? I've been knowing Nick for damn near 30 years.
Yeah.
He's one of the most sincere people. Like, again, like when you hear his whole story, you wonder how can you be that deep in the game and still, you know what I'm saying, still have them kind of ethics. But then he'll tell you the story about how his granddad raised him.
Right.
So he brought that with him.
Right.
And he's the most genuine person. And like I told, he came to me with his prostate issue, and we talked about it, and I told him my recommendations. He committed to it, did it. I'm just like, that's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I like him, man. He's a good dude. You can tell he's got a good heart. But like stuff like this, it's like, you can't even get mad at that. It's really, I get sad for her.
Again, I'd like to consult with you. I'm just like,
what happened? Something happened.
Because it's hard out there. Like I got female friends who are, matter of fact, one of my clients was like, I'm trying to hook my girl up with somebody. I'm like, man, I don't really know too many single dudes that I would introduce to you because you'll be coming back to me. Why the hell you introduced me to that? So I'm just like, I feel sorry for women, and that's why it's so important that what we're doing is try to, just mentor young men
that's it, man.
about how to be. And then everything else kind of takes care of itself. You don't really have to figure it out because your journey is unique.
Yep.
If you already knew what it was required before you did something, a lot of times you just wouldn't do it. You wouldn't even start.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody had to pull a T-free to the side when he was 21, I was talking about, and said, yo, man, 2008, bro, you're going to be top 5 Mr. Olympia.
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's 88 right now. You think I'm going to
I got to wait all the way.
What the hell?
What do you mean?
Like, so
2008.
It's all about the journey.
Yeah.
And that's how you know. When you go through something, that's how you know.
Yeah.
Before that, it's just information. Somebody can give you advice on something. You still need to go through it. But if you take your knowledge and understanding and then their advice, you're probably going to have a better chance of making the right decision.
Yeah, I mean, listen, man, what Nick said there is 1,000% correct and true. And Nick, I got your back all the way, man.
Yeah.
That's 100%
the crazy thing is,
what you said.
If a woman is doing that and she's not being reciprocated the way he said, you got the wrong dude.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's not what he said was wrong.
Yeah.
Her situation is so bad. She's cringing because she's
thinking about the dude.
But here's the thing, right? So we don't know if she's actually showing appreciation to her dude for her to even find out.
Oh yeah, well, again, that's the feminist mentality.
Right.
There's some that are waking up and understanding to know their role, and I love an independent woman. But like my woman can do everything.
Yeah.
She don't need me per se. But if you ask her, does she need me? She was like, I can't live without him.
Yeah.
And ask me the same thing. I can't even imagine
Life without her, right?
I can't. Yeah. It's like weird, especially.
I'm the same. I literally last night sitting on the couch with my wife, and I was just like sitting there, and the TV's on. I'm looking at the TV screen, but I'm seeing her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, you want to do this forever? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to do this forever? And she's like, yeah, I want to do this forever. I'm like, okay, good. Because I do too.
So I was watching this, like I said, I watch a lot of YouTube. And this woman was describing, how simple we are men.
Yeah.
And she was completely right.
True. Very simple.
A woman that brings you peace don't even really need much else.
That's
what I'm saying? If she's pretty, that's a blessing. If she can cook, that's a blessing. If she takes care of the house and the kids and all that, that's a blessing. But if she just brings you peace with her presence, and she don't know how to cook, and y'all ain't got no kids,
All good.
you still good, bro.
All good. You're better off with somebody who does all those things but doesn't bring them peace. You know? Because at the end of the day, man, like when you go
can
out,
hire somebody to do all that other stuff.
You can have somebody cook your meal, especially now more than ever. You can literally everything that you need can
Clean my
have,
house, cook my
you can
meals,
even have
fold my underwear.
You can even
all
have a
that.
kid if you wanted to. Go get a Sergey, right? And have a kid.
Yep.
There you go. So you literally could do everything
Yep.
without them being there. You could, but there's a part of us that wants to have that because it's part of life. Like that's part of living, right? And when you have somebody that's great, that brings you peace, you just there's no ceiling to that, like where that goes.
No.
It's just different, man. And you know, when you're living a crazy life like we did, a lot of women come and go, whatever. And then you, because of that experience, you know, like, okay, you know when there's a good one or a great one or someone that's like, this is the person meant for me. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to look at other women, cheat, whatever.
Because I can't not look.
Well, I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, because sometimes I think that, and I'm just like, I can't not look.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm such a physique person.
Yeah. But you're not looking.
No. I'm not looking like I'm about to go get her,
Right.
like I'm about to go smash.
Right.
No, but I can't not look.
Yeah.
If I turn my head away, I feel like that's wrong because it's unnatural.
You're lying to yourself.
God did that.
Yeah.
God made that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's okay to look.
Yeah.
And the power is in looking, admiring.
Yeah.
And doing-
Looking back,
going about your
coming
business.
back to your wife.
Because if she's fine, she's fine, no matter if you see her or not.
Yeah, it doesn't
You know what I'm
matter. It
saying?
doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference.
So,
But,
I don't look with the eyes that I used to look.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what
but
I'm saying
can't
is-
not look.
back in the day, it's like I'm looking, I'm getting up, I'm walking.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
even,
It's like,
so when me and Kelly are together, and if a fine chick walk by, one of us is elbowing the other one.
Like-
Because I ain't gonna see that again. That's
yeah. But Kelly also knows. She's known you for so long, man.
Yeah.
She knows you. Yeah. She probably knows you better than anybody else.
Ain't no probably to it. Bro.
Right.
Like,
Right. So there you go. So
like
that's
she
what I'm
has
saying.
all the weapons.
So this Valentine's Day was our 9th Valentine's together.
Wow.
And you know, you go through all these. So I was writing her a card, and I was like, okay, you know, every year, you know, you kind of say the same thing, right? So I was like, this year, I'm just gonna pray. I'm gonna pray and see what comes out, you know. And even when I was picking the card, there was literally, I went to get the card. There was one card. It wasn't like a stack of cards that, you know, usually is like a stack.
Oh, if you don't go like 5 days before the holiday,
Bro.
you might as well hang it up.
No, yeah.
Mother's Day, I went in there to get a card. It was like 3.
You got 3 options.
Yep.
But there was a bunch of cards. But this card, there was only one. And the lady goes, yeah, we only got one of those in. Because they were
One?
they were like, we got one of those cards in.
Wow.
For whatever. And she's like, usually we'll get like 20 or 30, whatever. And they'll stack them.
That was for you.
know? Bro, so I go, and the reason I found that out was when she was skewing it, it wouldn't come up.
Scan, yeah.
So she was like, hold on, let me check this and see what's going on. And
Wow.
she came back, she's like, oh, it's not scanning because we only got one of these.
Wow.
Yeah. And the card literally said everything. I have to take a picture so you can,
Wow.
we can put
See,
it up on the page.
like most people wouldn't get that. They would be like,
yeah.
wow.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Like-
stopped and prayed, asked, and only one at that exact store. Man,
There was one.
come on, man.
Yeah. And I was like, what? And then everything that was in it, it was like exactly what I felt like putting on paper. I just had to sign it.
I always get my
fucking
wife a funny one,
Crazy, man.
and in a serious, you know. And so this year, I wanted to cook for her.
Yeah.
Well, I cook for her every single day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I take her to a restaurant, that's gonna be a downgrade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, cause I be putting it down.
Yeah.
So I spent the whole day looking
Prepping.
for the perfect steak,
Yeah.
the perfect sides, right?
Yeah.
And I got it all. I mean, I went to like 4 or 5 stores. Seriously.
Right.
Got it all. cooked it all. She's in the office. She's not even thinking we had already decided, because, I'll tell you. So my first wife, Nico's mom, we got married on February 14th. Oh, wow. So now every February 14th is like this weirdness.
It's weirdness.
You know what I'm saying? Not really weirdness, but it's
still
fact.
there. It's there. Yeah, it's there.
So that's why Kelly never really got into Valentine's Day, because it was like we were celebrating my old, and I get it. I didn't think about it like that. At the time, yeah. So I said, this year, I'm going to do what I normally do, but I'm going to put a little extra love on it.
Yeah.
And so I made her the meal. I bought these brisket. It's brisket. It's like 3 different cuts of steak in a burger. Then I had a hanger steak and a filet mignon. And then I cooked the beef bacon on it, chopped it all up, sauteed some onions, put it on there, and some fresh Parmesan cheese. And then I got her I go buy these the red sweet potatoes, the ones that's really orange on the inside. I bake them. And I made some of those, like I made a sweet potato mash. And she said something about cream spinach earlier. So I grabbed some spinach and made some cream spinach. So I laid that out for her. And so at home, I trade in the mornings at my kitchen table. And I had my computer, my 24-inch Apple screen there. So I put the fireplace on right there and set the food out. And she came around the corner. She was like, oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? So it's just something that, it was personal.
Yeah.
And, I put a lot of extra effort in it because, like I said, I cook for her every day, but I wanted to make her feel special.
Yeah.
And, she really did. It was awesome.
That is awesome. Because stuff like that is what counts. You know what I mean? Like, it's nice to give gifts, and all that. If I give her a gift, it's because I know it's something that she's wanted. That's the only reason I get it. It's not to impress her or anything, shit, you know what I mean? But every year, I get a dozen for every year we've been together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we had 108 roses. Yeah, so when the lady came to the house,
I'm like, damn, 33 dozen roses. Man. I bought 2. I'm like, damn.
It'd be like a rose bush, man.
Wow.
So yeah, so this girl actually, Rich, what's your girl's name that does the roses? Lorena, yeah. So this is what she does, right? She makes roses, but I gotta show you pictures. She made like this crazy, bouquets of it. And, that's a lot of dozens. You know what I mean? I think that's, what is that? It's like 12 dozen or something like that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So she came to the door and she's got these things. I was like, oh my God. So my wife's still in bed, right? Because, it's like the day we can sleep in. So I would come upstairs with these 2 and I would just put it next to her.
Oh, wow.
And she wakes up and she's like looking at it and she's like, oh my God, what is going on? Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, but stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's just like, I want to do things for her. Yeah. Like it makes me happy to see her happy.
Bruh, that's it.
That's it, you know what I mean?
That's it. Like I told you, that peace. I walk in the house and I'm home, I'm at peace.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff gets on my nerves too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't every day I don't come in there. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and when it's all said and done, that's what's up. You find the person that you really want to be with, and you start sacrificing yourself to make them happy. Yeah, and you end up happy yourself.
Yeah, like Grandma Esther said, man.
Yeah. I mean, before I make any major decision, that's the first thing I'm gonna ask: is this going to bring favor or glory to God?
Yeah.
And if not, then I probably shouldn't do it.
I shouldn't do it. Yeah.
And if I do it, I should expect something to go wrong. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
And what part of that really stands out is when she says, people say when you pass on, you don't take anything with you. She's like, yes, you do.
Yeah.
You take with you everything that you did.
So I know we're about to close, but I was watching this guy talk about he had a near-death experience.
Yeah.
He said something happened to him, and he got shot.
Oh, okay.
Right, and he called his mama. He's like, Mama, I got shot. I'm dying. She said, baby, call on the name of Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Right, and this is a thug.
He's like,
right?
He's like, I don't know Jesus.
He hung. No, exactly. He hung up the phone, called on the name of Jesus, and he said he had a near-death experience, and he went and saw God, and God was like, it ain't your time. to he said, you called on my name, so I'm keeping my word. I'm gonna save you, but you'll be the lowest, one of the lowest in heaven. But if you go back and do the right things, blah 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 blah, you can be. And so he woke back up and came. Bruh,
that's strong.
This is some little thug dude. So I mean, I believe him. Now, some people in the comments was like, well, when you die, your brain releases EMT. And you have,
of course.
I'm like, okay, but that don't got nothing to do with what you saw.
Yeah.
That's why you saw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have nothing to do with what you saw. It's why you saw it.
You know, people take DMT,
bro,
to be shown that shit.
Before my mom passed, I wouldn't smoke the toad.
Yeah.
And I didn't even cry at her funeral because I know that this physical body is not me.
It's not it.
This is my vehicle. This is what I'm riding in right now.
Yeah.
So when this is run out of gas or over, then I go to the next place.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I was so cool with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
That's it, man. Give glory to God.
Yep.
Do everything in the honor of God, and you'll be all right. So, shout out. Let's do some shout outs to our.
Eat Clean Bro for sure.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. I saw quite a few things on the menu I want. And like I say, I want to talk to him about teaming up, doing the coaching and letting him fulfill all the
We'll be able to talk to him next week, Rich. Right? Yeah.
Cool.
So hopefully we'll get him down. And Rich, let Jamie know, man. I'll fly him down. I'd like to meet him in person, spend some time, you know.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear his story, how he did it, how he got started.
I don't know. He's got a lot, you know.
Like I told you back in 89, 90, 89, 98, 99, we were trying to do
March 8th.
What is that?
What is this? This is he does a benefit? Okay.
Where is this at? In Jersey. Oh, okay.
All right, yeah. Let's get a what do we get? Can we get a table or something? All right, let's do that. Let's hash that out with Jamie.
It's for benefiting the Children's Specialized Hospital Foundation.
Benefiting the Children's Specialized Hospital Foundation. I love it. Love it.
He does it every year.
It's gonna be Saturday Night Fever up in that month.
It's a 70s thing.
70s theme, baby. Let's go.
BG's gonna be up in there.
Let's go. All right, cool. Yeah. Let's get the details for that. That'd be great. Great. So shout out to our boy Jamie, Eat Clean Bro. He's been how long has that company been in business? 10 years?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Didn't you say he bought like a Walmart or something like that? And to make it his facility?
That thing, it is tremendous.
It's huge, right?
It is so
I
big.
I would love to go see the facility.
We should.
You know what I mean?
I would love to.
That'd be cool. Chase, can you go?
I was just about to say, you gonna go do
Bring
it.
the whole family. Bring the whole brew. It's okay. We get first class tickets.
The food looks really good.
Dude, the food was really good. It was really good. I was impressed.
Cool.
Because the meal prep companies sometimes are hidden, you know.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, that's
you
why
probably have to spruce it up still.
You know what I'm saying? Like
just because of your imagination.
Yeah.
But the foods are good, man.
I like that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we definitely got to do that.
Oh, I love that.
Because now I can just put together a diet and then send it to him, and then boom, we're good.
There you go, baby.
All they got to do is eat it and check off the box.
That's it. Let's go.
Cool.
Love it. All right, who else we got, Rich? Who's who did the etching on his badass glasses? Southeast Laser Etching. All right, shout out to them.
Thank you
for hooking up these and our mugs, and we got a bunch of other stuff in the works. So
I don't know where you get this peanut butter tequila. I ain't gonna drink it, but boy, if you drink tequila, boy, that is the one right there.
That doesn't even taste bad.
It
tastes literally.
I would love to have a bottle of that at the house when people come over and you ever let them try it and trip them out. That's all you can't have no more. This is just a sip.
I mean, this.
You remember when your grandmama used to have? Remember your grandmama used to have the sofa with the plastic on it you couldn't sit on. that would be my.
Yeah, that would be it.
This ain't for drinking.
Yeah, it's just for looking.
You could just taste it.
Just smell it. All right, man. Well, let's take this out with a prayer.
You want to pray?
Yeah. I'll pray. Lord, thank you for this day, having our communion together and bringing us together again. Just pray that you watch over us and our families, guide us, and show us the right path to be on. We're listening. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Pay attention.
That's right, baby. Pay attention.
That's a wrap, baby.